I notice more and more you pay in Bitcoin. I mean, people are saying it takes a lot of pressure off the dollar.
There's something strange happening right now in crypto. President Trump calls Bitcoin amazing, says it's producing a lot of jobs for the United States.
And I was in Bitcoin then, not knowing if I was going to do it a third time. So it's become amazing. I mean, it's the jobs that it produces. And
so it's very rare. In fact, it's never happened before where the President of the United States is cheerleading, is educating the American and global public on Bitcoin. Donald Trump seemingly will not let the Bitcoin price dip too far in his term. In fact, he's pushing it up. All while his crypto czar, David Sacks, says July will be a big month for crypto. We all know that he, like me, likes to see price up.
I don't want to measure what we accomplish exactly through price levels. I guess I want to measure it through innovation levels, but I will say that I did notice that Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high the other day, and that was great to see.
Yeah. I don't think it's a coincidence.
There is 1, 2, 3 different crypto charts I need to share with you, which will give you an edge investing in crypto. Watch today's whole video. But breaking news, this just happened. Judge Torres rejects the Ripple SEC motion for indicative ruling, meaning both separate parties, both Ripple and the United States regulator, the SEC, proposed to dismiss the case, saying, we'll throw it out, it's done. But the United States judge rejected this, leaving XRP holders enraged. And why did this happen? Well, the judge said that the two parties had not come close to showing that the settlement was justified, and specifically what the SEC was trying to justify, or what they asked for. The SEC asked the court to, 1, dissolve the court's permanent injunction ordering Ripple to obey the law, so get the injunction out of there, and 2, cut the monetary penalty imposed against Ripple by more than half. Obviously, both sides thought that was great. Judge Torres, however, which has been with the case the whole time, denied the motion. Friend of the channel and cryptocurrency lawyer John Deaton explains why.
And the judge Torres threw a curveball. So first of all, you cited the wrong rule. Second of all, you haven't demonstrated to the court that there are exceptional circumstances for me, Judge Torres, who followed the law and issued an injunction, for me to just say, I changed my mind, I'm going to dissolve the injunction. You got to do some effort. You got to show me some stuff, right? You got to meet this high standard. It's actually a high standard of exceptional circumstances. And so she said, come back to me. So I thought, well, shit, right? She's pissed off. For one, look at all the time that she spent on this case, 4.5 years, the amount of hours and resources and money and effort that was expended on this case. And all of a sudden the SEC says, psych, we changed our mind, Judge. We wanted $1.3 billion in a fine. And now we want you to take your $125 million fine and reduce it by 60%. She wants a little bit more.
So the reason this is happening is because the Trump administration is such a complete 180 from the last administration, which was anti-crypto. The Trump administration sees the Bitcoin price as a scorecard, and he very much wants to see that scorecard higher.
I notice more and more you pay in Bitcoin. I mean, people are saying it takes a lot of pressure off the dollar, and it's a great thing for our country. So I don't care about investing. You know, I have I have kids, and they invest in different things. They do believe in it. But I'm president, and what I did do there is build an industry that's very important. And, you know, if we didn't have it, China would. Okay.
And long-term Bitcoin holders who have been in this space for a while are seeing this. They understand what's happening. Bitcoin long-term holders stack 800,000 BTC per month in record HODL run. So this is all on-chain data, and the reason that something like this matters is because long-term holders usually have their pulse on the market because they've been here a while. And this is the first chart that really puts things into perspective. Price is over $108,000 per coin, and long-term holder supply has been increasing. What we're seeing, like right here, is very similar to the days before the price run up from $60,000 to $106,000 BTC. Is it buckle up time for Bitcoin? To me, the reason this is significant is because when we're looking at market tops, we see minimal gray and blue and dark green. These are holders that have held for over 10 years, or between 10 and 7 years, or 5 and 10 years, 4 and 10 years, long-term holders. During peaks, during market tops, we see those long-term holders decreasing because they're selling into the short-term holders. What we see today is long-term holders increasing their positions. The mainstream media will not share this with you. I will. Click subscribe to Altcoin Daily for an edge investing in crypto by staying informed. Now, maybe a reason for that is because crypto czar David Sacks does say July will be a big month with a bill signing for the Genius Act and the Clarity Bill Act going to the Senate, meaning they want the next crypto bill to be introduced before the August recess, marked up the first week of September, and done by the end of September.
If we get just the Genius Act right, it can have powerful impact. But for the market to function completely, we need both. And that's why I think it's important from my perspective as the guy that will at least guide be part of the glide path for the market structure to come to fruition. I want to set a timeline, Cynthia, or I should say Senator Chairwoman Lummis, of seeing the market structure completed before the end of September. I think that is a realistic expectation. Don't you think so, Senator Lummis, Chairwoman Lummis?
Well, yes, sir. You're the chairman, and we will do as you wish.
This train is moving in one direction, and it's only getting faster, which brings us to chart 2, like now. If this cycle follows the 2017 timing from the halving, the Bitcoin top would arrive roughly 3 months from now. This would put the top at the end of September. So we can see Bitcoin's price performance coming off every single BTC halving, which sort of sets the next cycle. This blue was the last cycle, the green was the cycle before that, then the red, then the orange. What I notice is lengthening cycles, also diminishing returns. We see the first 4-year cycle went hard and fast, and then the red took a little longer, a little more subdued, little longer, little more subdued. I personally think this cycle is headed into 2026. Really, the length of the Trump administration, not that there won't be wicked dips, but again, he sees the crypto market and the stock market and the NASDAQ like a scorecard. And whether you think we're topping out in 3 months or not, the important thing to me is realizing we're here. Bitcoin at over $100,000 seems like so high, so far. It's happened already, but we are still very early in the grand scheme of things. I loved this perspective from friend of the channel, Elio Trades, on what the stablecoin bill and what this crypto regulation means for altcoins.
If we're going to talk alpha, like if we're going to talk about dollars and cents in summer 2025, I feel like DeFi just makes so much sense right now because we just got the stablecoin bill. The U.S. government is about to pump stablecoins out there because they need someone to buy their debt, and they see the stablecoins as the buyer of that debt, right? So it's like a natural, it's like self-serving, right? And then what is all that money going to do on chain? Nothing? Nah, it's going to seek yield. And I was having this conversation with someone last night, and they were like, but like, what's the point? You're just creating these new mechanisms to attract yield. Is that doing anything? And I said, what do you think normal finance is? What do you think the entire finance industry is? It's just buckets of money that people create new products for every day. And then they're just like, oh, try this and try that. And we can have the, and money finds its way in. I think what people don't realize is that the traditional finance world is the exact same way, you know, where it's just like, oh, it's just a new thing. It's a new yield mechanism, right? And so you have money that just needs a place to go. And so when stablecoins come onto the blockchain, they will need a place to go, and that place will be DeFi, right? And so to me, DeFi is just a guaranteed, with stablecoins, it goes right up with it. If you're going to say, okay, we don't believe that the retail audience is coming back, maybe they don't come back this month or next month, but you know who's here buying right now is Wall Street. And DeFi is their business. They get this better than anyone. If I was sitting in Wall Street right now and I was trying to position for the future, I'm just waiting for Congress to tell me it's legal to buy DeFi, which they're not going to buy until they know that. And that's the Bitcoin ETF's a good example. Once it got legalized, then the gears of the machine started kicking on and the money started flowing. And I think it's going to be the same for DeFi, which is once it's legal.
And to offer some perspective on top of this, the blue chip DeFi coins today, Aave still gaining traction. Ondo will be a big one, very bullish on Ondo. Chainlink, of course, allows interoperability for everything to work together. Look for the blue chip DeFi that may not be going up in price, but are going up in fundamentals. For example, and again, this is why you subscribe to Altcoin Daily, but Aave's growth has outpaced DeFi's growth for 2 consecutive months, meaning Aave growth is speeding up. Also, growth milestone for AI altcoin Chain GPT. We've got $8 million in CGPT locked up across our staking pools. All of that $8 million feeds deeper into our ecosystem, meaning if you stake your Chain GPT, you get benefits. You unlock AI tools or IDO, it's initial DEX offering. You unlock AI tools or IDO tiers across both our launch pads, Chain GPT Pad and DGen Pad. So we're seeing more and more users lock up their coins and stake. As well as for you, you can earn free coins just by engaging up to $10,000 in CGPT by simply logging in, completing tasks, and staying consistent. You bag yourself some coin rewards, get rewarded for being the life and soul of our community. Obviously, I'm an ambassador for Chain GPT. It's cool to see the community get rewarded for engaging. Click the like button if you want to support me. If you feel you got value in today's video, have a great weekend. My name's Austin. Like always, see you tomorrow.